Today you're with me, Andy Massey. I'm the CAT small wheel loader product expert covering CAT small wheel loaders 926M through 938M. Before we get going into small wheel loaders, a little bit of an intro as to what's going to be happening next week. Next week you're going to be introduced to the new latest D5 dozer with the product expert Sam Meeker is going to take you all through the new technology and take you around that fabulous new machine. Okay, getting into the small wheel loaders. If there is any questions, please put them in there into the chat room. Okay, and we'll get to those questions as we get through the presentation. Okay, so let's talk about what loaders we have available here in CAT BCP in the small wheel loader size class. At the bottom end of the class, we have the 920. Then we step up through into the 150 to 200 horsepower range, which is where we're going to talk about today. We've got the 26, 930 and 938, and then right at the top of the into the medium wheel loader style of product, we've got the 950 GC and the 950M. But today we're going to focus on the center of that section, which is 150 to 200 horsepower size class. Within that size class, we have three products. We have our 926M, 930M, and 938M. Great legacy machines. They've all been around for a while, prove their performance in the field many times over, and the customers who have these products absolutely love them. But in between these products, we also have our aggregate handler range. These are pretty much the same base product, but boosted in performance in terms of tip load and stability and operating capacity. So our aggregate handlers fill the spaces that we need to fill when we need a little bit more productivity out of the machine or a little bit more capacity. So we have our aggregate handlers there. If we take a look at rough bucket sizes, okay, obviously these depend on your material densities and what you're actually moving. We can see in the range we go all the way from 2.5 yards all the way up to 4.5 yards with the 938 across the range with a good spread and covering. So a question's just come up on the screen from Emma. Where's the 924? Well, the 924 was a legacy model. You would have last seen that as a K series machine. That was phased out and replaced by the 926. And the introduction of the new 920, which you're going to hear about from my colleague Scott Britton in a later broadcast, fills that gap. And that 920 now performs at the bottom of the range as a 2.5 yard loader. So that is where the 924 has gone to. Okay, moving on up to what's new. Okay, so we have just refreshed our range of small wheel loaders. So we have refreshed our 926. You'll be starting to see the new machines come out around about July, September this year. Okay, the latest 926 has been boosted in performance to 170 horsepower, ladies and gentlemen. 170 horsepower in a 926, which is still relatively a lightweight machine. It now has a lot of power, so it's a very fast, very agile wheel loader. It's got the most horsepower in its size class, okay, in terms of tip load and operating weight. So it is punching above its weight. And it's so fast on a Y cycle, I struggle to mentally keep up with it. It is an exceptional machine when it comes to multifunctional function cycle times. We've also introduced our new linkage into the 926, which you'll see later in the presentation. So we now have class-leading visibility through the front end of that machine. Our latest 930, which was launched last year, had a 5% boost in power, and it has revolutionized the way we put these wheel loaders into the market. Certainly with the aggregate handler package on that 930, it is now competing against what traditionally were 938 competitors, such as the performance in that 930. As well as improving the performance of the machine, we've added new seats into there, new fabrics, we've refined the controls, and we've extended out our service intervals, more of which we're going to talk about later. So I've got a good question here from John. John, great question. Where would a 938G compared to the other models? Let's go back and have a look. So if we think about where our legacy machines are and how much development has been done over the machines in a number of years that's gone since the G series, every model has become faster, stronger, and more powerful. So in relation to today's machines, a 938G actually would sit against a 930. Not an aggregate handler even, just a standard 930. So let's think about where you would put these machines, okay, in terms of you walk into your dealership and you ask for a new 938, well, it's actually probably a smaller machine that you're going to get in terms of number, but in reality, it's got more performance than your legacy model. Okay, I've got a load more questions coming here, so let's address these as we go through. With the horsepower, what happens to the fuel consumption? Great question, Andy. It stays the same. We have zero increase in fuel consumption as we move up to 170 horsepower in the 926, and that is because of the way the technology has been evolved in the fuel systems and the emission systems. We are able to retain our class-leading fuel consumption. And another great comment here from Craig, show us some forestry machines. Great question. All of these machines can be kitted up or have additional accessories fitted on them to be compatible for the forestry industry, such as full guarding packages, auxiliary flows for mulchers, okay, any kind of auxiliary attachments. We also have a full portfolio of log grapples, pipe grapples, and lumberyard attachments to go on these machines. Combined with the full guarding package and robust engineering that's in the base of these machines, they make them ideal forestry machines. And Craig, if you're looking for a mulching machine on the front of these, please let your local dealer know, and they should be able to sort you out. Okay. Any more questions? Let's go on. Oh, a question here from Nick. I'm in the military and wanted to get a skid loader for my dad. Any good deals? Well, we do have some good deals. Take a look on the CAT website. We have some cracking finance deals on there available at the minute. Go on cat.com and that will show you all the information you need to see. So let's take a look at the 938. Simply the best horsepower, simply the best wheel loader out there in the under 200 horsepower class. Always has been, and the best just got better with the new seat options, new linkage, refined implement calibrations. Okay, it's the smoothest, fastest, quietest machine out there, and the most efficient, and the lowest cost per hour. It is an exceptional wheel loader. Okay, so let's take a look at the new Fusion coupler. So I talked a little bit about the visibility gains on the linkage, and what we have here is our new cast Fusion coupler. And you can see now how big the window is through there, the red space. That is the visibility you see, but let's put it into a bit of an animation here where you can see that. So if we take a look here, here's the old lift arms with our plated torque tube and our old plated coupler, and we now go to cast torque tube. Okay, you can see that in the center of the screen, and our open cast Fusion coupler, you can see the visibility gains. Let me go backwards and forwards there. And you can see how much visibility we've gained through that linkage. But let's have a look, not just with fork application, let's have a look with a bucket application. This is where the new lift arms make a huge difference in terms of cutting edge visibility. Okay, so the old design versus the new design. Okay, you can now see the full cutting edge. Okay, as we're dumping into trucks, we can see into the back of trucks, we can see into hoppers. Before we couldn't do that. We now have the best front end visibility out there in the marketplace on small wheel loaders. Okay, I've got a question in here from Yuri. Okay, thank you, Yuri, for your question. Any plans for bigger fuel tanks? We do, but we're not coming to market just yet on that. That's a little bit away. So we are looking into that. Certainly for customers who are running high volume hydromechanical tools constantly at high load factors, we understand the need there. So it is something we're working on. Okay. Cost of ownership. Probably one of the most important things when it comes to machines. Buying a machine is one thing, running it is the other, okay? And certainly we need to be watching what that cost per hour is. With our new edition engines, okay, we have Stage 5 power. We are moving to EU Stage 5 globally on these machines, which allows us to extend out our engine oil service intervals to 1,000 hours. 1,000 hours on the engine oil service interval, ladies and gentlemen. Nobody else in this size class is doing that. Gives us exceptional performance over time because we don't get the downtime associated with stopping to change the oil every 500 hours and the costs of changing the oil. We've also extended out the transmission oil intervals to 3,000 hours on our latest machines. All of that goes together to create a package which gives us the lowest cost per hour. Okay, there's a lot of numbers on that chart, so we're not going to go through that. I'm going to give you some highlights. Okay, in terms of cost per hour, 10% less parts cost versus our outgoing model. 10% reduction in parts cost. 16% less downtime versus our outgoing models. 25% less oil cost, not even taking into consideration the disposal costs of the oil that you're not getting rid of, okay? So because we're reducing the amount of oil we're using, we're not even getting rid of the oil. So it's great from an environmental point of view. 14% less cost per hour. Okay, 14%. That's 14% more profit to you, our customers. I'm so excited to be bringing these extended service intervals and making you guys some more money. Okay, we've got a question in here. So John's asked, which models have the new lift arms? Any machines being ordered today will be coming with the new lift arms, 930, 926, and 938. So originally it was just the 930 and 938. The 926 goes into production with those arms in June. So any new orders going through now will be getting the new lift arms. Okay. So a lot of people ask me, Andy, you at Caterpillar, you put a lot of technology into the machines, and all I want to do is move dirt from A to B. The reason we put technology into the machines is not just because we're geeks and we like technology, okay? We like to make work easy. We like to make work as efficient as possible. And putting technology into the machines enables us to do that. And I've got a question here from Taylor. Can the loader kick-out functions help a learning curve for operators who are not used to running wheel loaders? Absolutely. And this is part of the technology I'm going to talk about here, Taylor. So embedded into the machine, we have programmable kickouts. Okay, they're standard on all Cat small wheel loaders. So basically, it becomes a more or less an auto dig cycle. Okay, so as they hit the detents, which is the end of the travel on the joystick, the linkage will go back to a preset position. Okay, that's on the lower, the upper, the rack back, and the tilt functions on the machine, which really helps novice operators. Also prolongs cutting edge life, which is reducing your O&O costs all the time. Again, making work easy and making you guys more profit. Okay. We also have snubbing in those functions, which are working together with the kickouts to make life easy for the operators and reduce operator fatigue. Okay, what other technology do we have available that's going to offer a cost-saving benefit? Auto loop. We know it's hard to find operators, okay? We know finding operators at grease machines is even harder in the current climate. I asked people, when's the last time you checked your oil on your car and truck? And people look blankly at me because daily maintenance is becoming rapidly a thing of the past for a generation of people. And it makes auto lube more important on the machines. We have a factory auto lube system on our Cat small wheel loaders, and a couple of highlights on that: 23% less pin and bush wear. 5% more productivity. Well, why is it more productive, Andy? Well, you're not stopping the machine to grease it. Okay, it will run 250 hours on a full tank of grease without stopping. Increased residual value. It holds its value, guys, because in the used marketplace, you know a machine with auto lube has got less pin wear. In this case, we know it's got 23% less pin wear. And it's totally integrated into the machine, so it's not like any other manufacturer's auto lube system. It's designed into the machine from the concept, because there's a great video on YouTube about this. If you Google Cat Auto Lube, it'll tell you everything you need to know about this system. Okay. What else have we got? Tire pressure monitoring, commonplace on trucks and cars now. Why do you want that on a wheel loader? Well, we know that if you look at a tire, maybe a 23.5 tire that we can put on a 938, you won't be able to see a 10 psi drop in pressure. You can't see it. We've tested ourselves. But we also know that 10 psi drop in tire pressure will increase tire wear by over 20%. And you guys know how much these tires are, right? They're not cheap. So to have a 20% decrease in tire wear is not good. If you have tire pressure monitoring on your Cat small wheel loader, you will instantly see that tire pressure drop. So you'll be able to address it without wearing out your tires prematurely and therefore reducing your ownership and operating costs. What's next? Rear object detection, safety feature. Okay, rear radars. Okay, we're coming used to this on our cars and trucks. Okay, goes off all the time, usually when you're backing into your parking garage and the kids are asleep and wakes them up. Okay, we now have it on wheel loaders. Great for reduced insurance premiums. We get a lot of customers coming back to us saying, hey, my insurance premiums have gone down since I've had this system on the machine. Increased operator awareness of objects at the back of the machine, not just when you're in verse. If you're sat waiting, loading a truck, Okay, it's going to tell you what's coming up behind you. Okay, and it will increase the residual value of the machine. And again, it's totally integrated. It's a CAT system. It's not separate. Okay, coming through. Product link, vision link, remote monitoring, telematics. Okay, off-board technology scares a lot of people. Okay, great on CAT machines. Certainly with the MyCat app, we can see everything that's happening within the machine remotely. We can see diagnostics. We can see utilization, fuel burn, hours, location. And they're just the basics. Okay, making you more productive, making you safer. Production measurement, Caterpillar production measurement, payload systems, in other words. Okay, totally integrated in the machine. Why is that going to save you money? Why is it going to add value? Well, you know how much material you're moving for a start, but also you know how much material you're loading into the trucks. So as the truck goes to the weighbridge, he's not coming past for a reload or going to tip off, which is freeing up your weighbridge traffic on the side. Okay, also in terms of machine operation, as you go into the pile and you load out of the pile, okay, it all works within the machine cycle. Unlike a traditional weighload system where you go into the pile, you load, you come up, you pause, you go back down, you reweigh. Okay, our system does not work like that. It works within the cycle of the machine. Okay, I've got a great question here from Andy. Great name, by the way, do the kick-out functions work with pallet forks? Yes, of course they do. The kick-out functions work regardless of the application you've got on the front. Say we're doing a brooming exercise with a hydromechanical broom and we've got that set as position and we want to lift up over an obstacle. All we do is go back down to the exact position. Same with forks. Okay. Advanced productivity. Okay, this is where we get really into the tech, guys. This is where we really want to know how many tons per hour machine, how long is the cycle the machine is doing? Can we make the machine more efficient than what it is? Can we develop the work site to be more efficient? Okay. All off-board monitoring. Can we reduce that fuel burn? Can we increase utilizations? It's all done through CAT Productivity, another fantastic app that can help you make more money. Okay, any questions? We'll take a quick drink. Okay, now we get onto the sighting bit, guys. For those of you who watch the live feed from ConExpo, hopefully you will have seen our command technology. Okay, the reality is now, this is the future, okay? The future is now. We will be going to market with this technology in Q4 of 2020. That's this year. This is going to be available for you guys to buy and deploy out on your sites. Our command technology for small wheel loaders is available or will be available on 926, 930 and 938M small wheel loaders. It comes in two different formats. Okay, so we have our command console. This is our belly box, if you want to call it that, control. Okay, this is a line of sight control. Okay, this is ideal for demolition applications where you don't want to be in the machine at certain times, but the majority of the time it is safe to operate from the machine. And we have our non-line of sight remote control. If you haven't seen the video from YouTube, from ConExpo, Google CAT ConExpo small wheel loaders, and you'll get a fantastic video showing you the machine running in non-line of sight remote control in the arena. It's a fantastic video. You can see there the center photo, the machine running in the arena. My friend and colleague Brad Vanderveer here doing an excellent job driving the machine non-line of sight remote control. What does non-line of sight remote control mean, Andy? It means you are operating the machine when you're not in the same location. And that location can be in an office, okay, quarter of a mile away from the machine, or it can be on the other side of the planet. Okay, as long as your connection is good enough. Okay, it consists of two parts. It consists of a dealer install kit on the machine, which makes it remote control enabled, and the remote operating station. Okay, this is what you can see here, and this enables you to operate the machine remote control. Okay, and this is what the station looks out. And you're like, Andy, that's not a wheel loader remote control. It's got pedals in there for dozers, and I could do excavators, and you're absolutely right. Okay, so currently at launch, we're going to have command for dozing, command for excavation, and command for loading. So we will be able to utilize multiple machines from the same command station. In fact, you can connect to 5 different machines from the same command station using the same controls. Every function you can do in the machine, you can do remotely from the command station. So for example, a wheel loader, you can set the kickouts. You can set the rim pull control. You can be as efficient as you are in the machine, not in the machine. great at switching between the machines. We switched between 3 different machines in 3 different states from ConExpo in 15 seconds. So it's operated 3 machines in 3 different parts of the United States in 15 seconds from a remote station in Las Vegas. How about that? Game changing. Applications for command for loading. Well, let's take a video and have a look. Okay, hopefully this will play smoothly. So this is an application where we already have command for loading out there running. This is a company called Associated Terminals based on the Mississippi River. Okay, they are unloading and offloading bulk material with barges, and they're picking up the machine and dropping it into the barge. Obviously, they don't want to be putting an operator onto that barge, so they are now running the machines remotely. Totally safe operation. You can see the machine going into the barge, and we connect to it. The blue light's on. Okay, and the guys are now running absolutely remote control in the barge. Okay, you can see the guys there in the control station. That control station is actually in Houston, Texas. Okay, there's 3 guys there. Those 3 guys can connect to 15 different machines from that station. Okay, at any time of the day, 24 hours a day when we need to be. So they're utilizing their machines completely. The guy nearest to us in the blue shirt fell off a machine a couple of years ago and was unable to keep working as an operator. He's now back up and running as an operator, as a command operator, okay, because he's not having to climb on and off the machine. The applications for this are endless, okay? We start thinking about remote locations, low volume applications where we're not fully utilizing an operator, and operators are a valuable commodity these days. Okay, so that is command for loading in a nutshell, guys. If you need more information, check out the command pages on cat.com. It will tell you everything you need to know, and also check out all the videos on YouTube. Okay, is there any questions? All quiet at the minute. Everybody's blown away, I think. These machines are so awesome. Okay, no questions so far. Okay, we've got no questions, Caitlin. So we'll call it a wrap. Okay, thank you for your time, ladies and gentlemen. We have got a question here. How are we getting 1,000 hours from the engine oil? Great question, Emma. Won't the engine wear out quicker? And it won't, no. Engine oil doesn't actually wear out. The additive package that is in the oil wears out, okay? And with developments in oil technology, that additive package is now stronger than it's ever been. When we went from 500 to when we went from 250 to 500 hours, customers thought we were crazy years ago. Okay, but development since then was enabling us now to go to 1,000 hours. Okay, 1,000 hours before that additive pack in the oil wears out. And how do we know that's good? And how do we know the engine's not wearing out? Again, advances in oil sampling technology. So we must be oil sampling the engine oil to get to 1,000 hours. Okay, and advances in technology can predict the wear rates, and we know for thousands and thousands of hours from testing the field, going to the extended oil intervals does not wear the engine out. Okay, we are good. Another question here from Andy. Thank you, Andy. Do you still have the bucket shakeout feature for sticky materials? Yes, we do. Absolutely, we do. Okay, that is embedded into the machine as standard and helps you shake out any stuck clay materials out of the machine. And Emma, you're right. Wow, that is excellent. Excellent to save our customers money on cost per hour with these extended oil intervals. The lowest cost per hour in the marketplace. Okay, I think that's it for questions. Okay, thank you very much.